My job is to construct bubbles, blocks, and barriers. Keep cool from saying anything that will make others uncomfortable. See, cool likes to think things like, my country is the greatest in the world. It overpowers others with quick wits, followed by quick words, proven with quick fists, with the swordsmanship of King Arthur with Merlin and Canting. Then you realize the story is bull a bit. The last particular part is the culprit, sorry. Disney got to me. I love the manipulation of grim stories, turning murders with touching soliloquies followed by the battle cries of vacant vessels into acts of valor with the audience cheering for the bloodshed because there is verified terror on the other side. The persecution is being televised and we have to make it appropriate for all ages. Thought within earshot of ego and kid id. Id whispers and ego raises hand, but that little boy gunned out was carrying a pair of moccasins. Little baby, we live in the land of the turned up noses of the monopolies. Unfortunately, this country has something, this bullying nation has something sorry.
You're doing good.
Unfortunately, this bullying nation has what is the word? Oh, got it. Unfortunately, the country has something this bullying nation wants. History is simply repeating on a larger scale, but instead of beads, it's bodies, and instead of land, it's cytoplasmic-looking blood oil. Dehumanized with names like infidels make it a lot easier to shoot infants with M16s. Let me stop there. Because my quote-unquote hyperbole will remain unnoticed until people start to pay attention to my subtleties. And the second I am charged with the act of Pontius Pilate and shake dry my middle fingers at the USA, you've earned yourself a first-class one-way to Mobay, and I can't say I'm interested. That's a thought that has to be bubbled, blocked, and buried. And honestly, it kind of got away from me. Oh, I'm mine. And my priority is to keep me alive. So I'll allow her to think a certain way about her thoughts for a time. Then I'll force her to think she's hungry. Make a peanut butter sandwich. Release some endorphins so she's a little nostalgic. First bite, forget about it. That's my mind's process. And while me and Mouth have issues, Mouth be on that froggy bit and jumps before toes look and sometimes sides on the side of pride and emotional and overrides my process and gets the whole system caught up in unnecessary, nonsensical situations.
Right.
Soul and I used to be inseparable as a toddler. She was told to do and followed kids, the best soldiers to model. That changed. At 11, she decided on her own to develop me a soul. And I was cool, so long as we followed the rules to survive this world we lived in, until she stumbled upon Apocrypha and began to question religion's intentions and the Bible's validity because so many books were missing. How was she to find solace in the book of life when adages knowledge tells her to be whole? Follow the example of the complete when the complete itself is lacking in its own continuity.
Right on. Right on.
Okay.
Right on. Speak. Go in, son.
The Bible is the sword and who is struggling to hang on to, let alone wield something so broken, something so loose. When murder is okay so long as it's God intended, beings finding opportunities in the aforementioned to form crusades in the name of God's intentions, going to say slavery was prophetic, it's all good, they're the cursed. Going to say slavery was prophetic, it's all good, they're the cursed Ham's descendants. Even though Aaron spoke to Pharaoh to release his people and Moses commanded a staff that took firstborns with the use of death angels. But that was before God told the seed to get big on the wicked. So slavery is cool now, the past is irrelevant when you mention it. So Mount Soul and me be in disagreement until the sun rises. And you can see the separated water from the water's expansion over the horizon and recognize the Bible holds truths. So in conclusion, I step back and let words pass over synapses and cool speaks. While you contently play at being imperfect titans or excuse-ridden humans, I will assume my rightful position as a child of and claim my lowercase godhood. Don't gawk and look so appallingly at me. There is nothing ethnocentric, blasphemous, self-righteous about that statement. If you sincerely consider yourself made in the image of the ultimate with the allotted servitude of angelic guardians and the birthright to rule over the inhabitants, then my...
That's what I'm talking about. Like Saul Williams. See on that Saul Williams.
She's angry.
Okay.
The inhabitants. Are we with you?
Yeah. Ah. What's that?
Got this, poet.
Start from this party.
Let's run it back.
Okay. So I step back and let words pass over synapses and Cool speaks. While you contently play at being imperfect titans or excuse-ridden humans, I will assume my rightful position as a child of and claim my lowercase godhood. Don't gawk and look so appallingly at me. There is nothing ethnocentric, blasphemous, self-righteous about that statement. If you sincerely consider yourself made in the image of the ultimate with the allotted servitude of angelic guardians and the birthright to rule over the inhabitants, then we are in agreement, and it's safe for me to acknowledge my she-god likeness.
Wow.
But if you still are not convinced, you are built like me. From 23 more or less complexities and even with deformities on the inside. All our veins course through with blood blue, royalty. Every last one of you. But if you feel some way about these words, don't forsake me. Just showing you how Cool celebrates. Bringing them back to bury it, bubbled and blocked. Allow her to think a certain way about her thoughts. Force her to think she's hungry, make a peanut butter sandwich. Release some endorphins so she's a little nostalgic. First bite, everything. Forget about it. Thank you.
Right up.